نرحب بضيفتنا أنا كومبانياتس، فنانة ومصممة أزياء ودائما تسحرنا بأزيائها. Welcome, Anna. I would say you're always charming us with your show. Just before you came, we talked about the Stella McCartney. She actually backed with her ride and hit a taxi. تكلم على ستيلا ماكارتني اللي احنا قلناها انها خبطت التاكسي بالقنبله. ستيلا ماكارتني hit the car. Is she a good designer?
She's actually a lifelong vegetarian. She was the first one to pioneer fake fur and fake leather, so it's very, very inspiring. I think she's such a inspiring environmentalist, and she's all about sustainable luxury. It's a shame what happened to her. And this guy, he was so horrible. He took a video of her in this really bad situation. He just wanted his 15 minutes of fame, didn't he?
No, absolutely. ستيلا ماكارتني كانت عامله عرض لابني، حابه نوريها لهم على الصوره للاطفال، وكانوا شايلين حيوانات. She actually, I must show it to you, a picture, I'll show it to the audience, picture of actually my son when he was about 8, with children for the Gap. And he was carrying a live fox and live snake. And so he said she's vegetarian.
Well, her parents actually, Linda McCartney and Paul McCartney, they have this vegetarian brand, don't they?
That's true, yeah. احنا كنا اتكلمنا عن ازياء الستينات وازاي كانت في لندن عملت We talk about London, it's actually before your time because you're the younger generation, I'm the older one. 1960s, fashion actually in London, he was screaming. What do you think of this?
I just wish I had a little time machine. I could go back at least for an hour just to see what it was like. It sounds like it was an amazing time. London was having a real moment. There was young fashion, there was music, there was explosion of art.
هل كانت الثورة? Was it a revolution in fashion?
It was definitely a revolution of the mass fashion, the fashion that became affordable to the young culture. Suddenly fashion was available for the young as well as old.
ده فكرني بحاجة على فكرة. أنا طبعا من الجيل اللي زي ما أنت شايف طول عمرنا في المدرسة ناخد كنا نتضرب بالعصاية لو مش لابسين البدلة دي. وحصلت الثورة في الستينات. بس هل مصممي الأزياء الأفضل اللي هو بيعمل ثورة مجنونة ولا بيعمل حاجة عملية؟ I was just saying my generation in the 60s, if we don't go to school wearing like this, we would get the cane from the teacher or from the housemaster. Then suddenly came this revolution. Now, you are a fashion designer. As actually designer, what's best? The designer who actually comes up with a revolution, something eye-catching like yours, or something practical for everydays?
Fashion is about dreams, fashion is about magic, fashion is about evolving, experimentation. If all fashion designers designed boring, practical things, there would be no fashion at all. We could just go to the doctors and order like 5 cream jumpers and a pair of black pumps. It would be boring. There would be nothing to strive for.
يعني أنا لو جيت هنا وقدمت بجينز هيقبلوني. Do you think the viewers will accept me if I come in jeans and t-shirt?
Well, that's about your personal style, isn't it?
أنا قلت بالعربي وبالإنجليزي قلتها. كان في معرض الأميرة ديانا حاليا في لندن بمناسبة أسبوع لندن الموضة، لندن فاشن ويك، وكان عليه إقبال شديد. هل ديانا كانت أيقونة للموضة ولا مجرد شهرتها أنها ديانا مركبين المعرض عليها؟ You know the Diana clothes exhibition. Was actually, again, Diana before your time, but was Diana a fashion icon or the London Fashion Week using Diana to piggyback the fashion?
Well, I think the new generation, people younger than me, they don't care about Princess Diana as much as, say, somebody like me and older. When I was growing up, Diana was such an icon. What she wore, her smile, she was so radiant, she was glowing. She made you want to be better, didn't she? And I had the chance recently to work for Catherine Walker, who made a lot of her dresses, over 1,000 actually. And I saw the archive pieces. They were so beautiful. The detail, the way they're shaped, it was something else. It really made you imagine who she was. So I hope that exhibition will bring her to life for the new generation.
ده خلينا هنا يسألنا السؤال الثاني. احنا كنا بنتكلم عن المانيكان والموديلات اللي بيسموه معرضات أزياء. يبقى هنا اللي بتعرض لها أهمية زي الزي نفسه الفستان. Actually, that brings me to something. Just before you came in, I was talking about the models and what they exhibit. So if it was someone else other than Diana, perhaps would have been a different way there, i.e. the model that is presenting it is part of the show?
It would be nice to have an exhibition of somebody like Kate Middleton, actually, because she's here right now, and to make people understand her better, how she is, what she does. I think that would be really inspiring. Usually you tend to have fashion exhibitions of dead people, which is a shame.
مش عارف الأمير ويليام هيسمح لنا ولا لا. I don't think Prince William would allow that. He was very protective. نذهب الآن إلى استراحة قصيرة. We'll go on a break now. مصممة أنا. Back to you. Now نسألك هنا على الأزياء. إيه رأيك في الأزياء بتاعة مسز ماي؟ كان ليدي ثاتشر كان مثلا لها اللبس التقليدي الفستان الأزرق والشنطة، ماي بتلبس لبستين. Now fashion in politics. We got Mrs. May. Different style from Lady Thatcher. I know it's different time, but Lady Thatcher was just like my mother, and with a handbag. My mother used to whack me on the head. Lady Thatcher with her handbag.
I actually loved Margaret Thatcher as I was growing up. To me, she was the symbol of that powerful woman, and I kind of wanted to be like her a little bit, you know. And my grandma loved her. She used to wear little pearls just like her. I like what Mrs. May wears. It's very chic. She has quirky little shoes. She really enjoys fashion, which is nice. Women should enjoy fashion whether they're in politics or not.
بس هل ماي بتبين هنا قوة زي مثلا مرأة مسيطرة؟ يعني هي مش هنقول لها مثلا ماسكة كرباج ولابسة بوتس من الجلد، بس هي بتصل القوة. Do you think May is trying to project power? I'm not suggesting that she's actually a dominatrix in leather and the whip, but is she trying to project power?
Well, you can see she wears a lot of tailored jackets. I think she kind of highlights her feminine form while slightly disguising it. She wants to be showing how, even though she's a woman, she's more powerful than any man in Parliament, which I think is lovely. And I wish she wore a lot more British designers, things manufactured in England, even though she does support British designers, but not as much as I want her to.
دي رسالة لازم أوصلها لرئيس الوزراء إنها تشجع الصناعة المحلية. ساتشر كانت بتشيل الهاند باج، وإحنا في بروكسل وهي داخلة الاجتماع خلت واحد مساعد من السفارة يشيل الهاند باج بتاعتها. Lady Thatcher is very proud of her handbag, but when we were in Bruxelles last month, she let someone else, a man actually, carry her handbag. What do you think of that?
Well, I think there was a stance of feminine power against the man who was helping to hold her handbag.
نتكلم دلوقتي عن ترامب. طبعا مش هنتكلم عن المظاهرات اللي ضده، اكيد انت ضده كفنانه، بس بالنسبه الستات بتوع ترامب، مراته وبنته، من الازياء بتاعتهم هل بيعرضوا جمال، بيعرضوا قوه، بيعرضوا انوثه، بيعرضوا اسره؟ Talk about Trump. Probably you are against him as an artist, but that's not the point. Point is his wife, his daughter. What are they projecting? What's their sense of fashion compared to Michelle Obama, compared to the other? Are they presenting something beautiful, or the family?
I think it's Melanie especially. She has been treated very unfairly in the media. Just because her husband does what he does, it's not fair to say she believes that. She hasn't really spoken much at all. And I'm sure she has an opinion, and she just doesn't want to talk about it, as you would if you were married to Trump. And she is absolutely gorgeous, isn't she? I mean, she used to be a model, and it's lovely to see somebody so gorgeous on front pages. She dresses so beautifully. I love how elegant and minimal her dressing is. Do you remember that cashmere dress she wore a little while ago? Just white cashmere with a little jacket, Calvin Klein. It was beautiful. I thought that was the ultimate sophistication.
طب مقارنة بميشيل أوباما وبالسيدات الأولى الآخرين. Compare her to Michelle Obama and other first ladies.
I think Michelle Obama was different. She was human size. She wasn't a model. She was the size of an average woman. And she wore cute little flowery dresses. She was very girly, which was really cute. She wore a lot of prints, lots of textures. But I think Melanie symbolizes the American dream, the girl that every girl wants to be. She came from nowhere. It's a real Cinderella story, and she symbolizes that in a very modern way, I think.
انت قلتي على رئيس وزراء المفروض تلبس بريطاني، هل ميلانيا وعائلة ترامب بيلبسوا امريكاني؟ وعلى فكره بالمناسبه في لندن هل بتري ان المحلات الصغيره رايحه قدام المحلات الكبيره؟ You said she was wearing actually cashmere and so on. Are they wearing American? Just to give the message to the Prime Minister that she would wear British designs. We actually in our report looking into the small shops, small designers in London. Are they going to be swallowed by the big business?
Actually, Melania Trump does wear mainly American, which, I actually see the Queen in this country wearing a lot of Hermes scarves, which I think is a little bit unfair to the British designers. It's a fine balance. The big brands, they do have the cash to do innovative catwalks. It's very exciting, but you have to have room for young, new brands as well.
أنت مصممة إشاربات. نتكلم عن الإشاربات دلوقتي. You are actually doing scarves, okay? So we're going to talk about the scarves in a minute, but I want to show you the most famous tragic scarf, which is the حادثة الراقصة Isadora Duncan. Remember that scene?
Oh, she was so beautiful, wasn't she?
Was she beautiful? And that is her death in 1927, when she actually dies with the scarf.
Well, I always get scared on the escalators. I always keep my scarves very close. I always fear of my scarf being stuck in an escalator. It's so scary, isn't it?
طب انت لو هتصممي مين من المشاهير دلوقتي محتاجه سكارف او وشاح من بتوعك اللي انت بتصمميه؟ Who is now in the news can do with one of your scarves?
Well, Theresa May, absolutely. She has to keep wearing the scarves that she wears. She wears them quite a lot, but not every time. And Ivanka Trump, I think she would look lovely in a scarf. As well as Melania, everybody. I mean, a girl needs a scarf. It's a symbol of power, femininity.
عندك scarf تورينا? Do you have a scarf to show us? One of your scarves?
Actually.
We can.
I'm wearing one as well. So
Is that a scarf? Oh,
yeah,
right.
it's a scarf I'm wearing to the shop.
That scarf.
Well, our scarves actually, they are hand-drawn in London. And they are printed in England, so we support British manufacture. I draw, and then Ala, she
ده
does
من
the business.
تصميم هي يعني أنا هي اللي مصممة
So
السكارفز.
it's very intricately. It took us 1 year to do the first design. It's all about London and enjoying London, and how money don't really have a significance to the animals who live in London, besides being a practical purpose. So you see the rats here, they make little cheapies out of money because they don't care.
احنا لازم نبعت التصميم ده لرئيس الوزراء تريزا ماي هنا ورانا عشان تشتري سكارفز من دول. We're going to send the video to Theresa May so she can start.
I hope you're watching, Theresa.
Absolutely, you have to watch it. احنا بنشكر أنا كومبانياني على التصميمات الجميلة ده وعلى جمالها في هذه الحلقة، وده كل ما عندنا، ونشوفكم الأسبوع الجاي إن شاء الله. Thank you very much.